Yo, what is up, guys? It's Chef Boyar Steve. As you guys know, obviously today is Sunday. We had this thing called Spotlight Sunday. So, what we were doing with Spotlight Sunday is shining lights on on YouTubers that didn't get as much love as I thought they should, or just to help them out in any way. They had really good content or whatever. We're not doing that. We're going to at least postpone that because for a few reasons that I'm not really going to get into. Basically, what happened was YouTube purged a lot of channels and quote unquote deleted inactive subscribers, I should say. And that's complete bull. But again, like I said, we're not going to get into it. Basically, the couple of people that were interested on my channel for spotlighting, their channels don't exist anymore. They don't have videos. They don't have any content whatsoever. So I can't spotlight you if there's nothing to spotlight. So that's why we are not doing a Spotlight Sunday. If you guys want spotlighted, I have no problems whatsoever shouting out to you and making a video, throwing you in a video, whatever. If you give me clips, I'll throw in clips. If not, I will just shine a light on your channel, whatever. We can talk about it and work out the details later. So if you guys are interested, hit me up on Twitter for that. And we'll definitely work something out, but we're not going to revolve a series around it. So, this Sunday, what we are going to do is start off a new series, and we're going to call it Superb Sunday. Superb Sunday is basically it's kind of what it sounds like. We're going to give superb hints and tips on how to be a superb player. Mostly in Black Ops 3, I'm sure you can use most of these tips in any first-person shooter. They are pretty relevant to anything, but mostly this is revolving around Black Ops 3. So, what I want to revolve this Sunday in particular about is how to win those gunfights. Gunfights are a huge deal in Black Ops 3. Knowing when to challenge, knowing when to run, knowing when to flank, just 1,000 different things, whatever you can think of. So the first tip that I want to give you guys is there's not really drop shotting in this game. I mean, you can drop shot, but 9 times out of 10, it's not going to give you an upper hand at all. Basically, the only thing that it's going to do is make it easier for someone to shoot your head, get a headshot, and essentially kill you faster. So basically, what they did was they took out drop shotting and put in jump shotting. Jump shotting is nothing new, but it is something that gives you a huge upper hand in this particular game. Black Ops 3, obviously they have the boost jumping, and using that and utilizing that in a strategic way helps win gunfights. Now, if you guys actually watched this whole video, obviously it's fast forwarded because I didn't want you to have to sit through free-for-alls of nothing in particular, but I want to show you guys how I win gunfights and how I use gunfights and approach them and so on. So, if you go back and watch this video, you can, mute your sound if you don't want to hear me talk or it's distracting or whatever. Just watch the way I play and you will see that there's a lot of tips that I'm just giving away by playing, but I will talk about them as best I can. So, the first one, obviously jumping, like I said, just you get a higher ground, higher advantage, as we learned in junior high school, that higher ground in war generally means that you're going to win it. Win the battle anyway. So higher ground, you're going to be, already dealt the upper hand. And then on top of it, it is harder for people to, like if they have auto aim on, or aim assist, whatever they call it, where you lock onto your enemy. If you jump above them or jump around them in any way, it's going to be harder for them to counteract with the auto aim. I don't really know how to describe it, but I'm telling you, it's a huge advantage point. So don't be afraid to jump around, like you can see I'm doing. The next thing is, we've talked about this loads of times before, but equipment is a huge deal. Control freaks are amazing. 15 bucks. I've loved it since I bought it, and I will never trash it. I mean, like I said, 15 bucks. You buy headsets, Xbox itself, controllers, games. I mean, you have loads of, probably $1,000, if not more. I mean, it depends how many games you have, but probably have $1,000 in equipment just sitting here. So what's 15 bucks? I mean, so I don't know. It seems like a pretty simple, obvious to me. Go get a Control Freak if you don't have it. It's fantastic. It helps loads with accuracy, which in turn, more accuracy means more gunfight winning. So We also talked about controllers before, and I will again preach on this. If you're comfortable with your original controller that came with your Xbox, more power to you. You know, you learned it, it's fantastic. Good for you, I'm glad you can use it. But if you're looking for something to give you a little more of an edge, I recommend an Elite controller. I have the Xbox Elite controller, it's fantastic. SCUF controllers are also amazing if you have the money to drop on them. I mean, you're going to pay for them, but they are fantastic. They're both completely programmable, and they just gives you that little extra advantage where you don't have to move your hands around as much because you can program paddles and program buttons and stuff like that. So that's the biggest thing. The next thing that I would say is a huge advantage point that I would never in my life give away or give up, and that's my headset. Turtle Beaches, that's what I use in particular, but there's lots of brands out there that you guys can use, you know, Skull Candies and Astros and stuff like that. I like the Skull Candy name, I like the Skull Candy name for my music. I use Turtle Beaches for my Xbox, and I love them. I've loved them ever since I was probably 14. And that's what I'm using to record this voiceover with right now. The mic is it's very nice and crisp. The headsets are amazing as well. They have bass boost, they have 3 different volume controls, they have presets, they have, obviously you can mute your mic, they have something called Superhuman Hearing where you can hit a button and everything is like putting acid on your ears, like your ears are doing acid and they can hear everything much better. It's fantastic. But regardless of that, again, we're not being sponsored by Turtle Beaches, so we're not going to throw this whole video dedicated to them. It's just something to help you guys out. Any headset will do. These were like 190 bucks. You can buy a nice headset for like 50 bucks. Super nice. They're going to give you a huge advantage over your enemy. So the next thing I can say is in-game, without spending money, how to improve and win on those gunfights is lower your sensitivity. Don't lower your accuracy. If you lower your sensitivity, it will raise your accuracy extremely, like tenfold. I used to play on like 10, and it was way too high, so I dropped it to 7 and thought like I was a badass because I was landing shots. And long story short, I now play on 4, and I probably won't ever go over 5. Like, it is perfect. So find what you're comfortable in, but don't play on anything stupid high because it's not necessary and your accuracy will plummet for it. The next thing I can say is your class setup. We've talked about this before as well, as how weapons are better and worse in this game, but regardless of what weapon you're using, if you use fast hands and quick draw on any gun, it's going to give you those split seconds that will help you win gunfights. So that's the hints and tips for today, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you on the next video.